Oh my God, you guys. I have been doing it all wrong. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole. I'm a writer and a freelance editor, and I make writing and editing type content. I just finished my draft 0 of my work in progress. Check it out, here it is. 132 pages of Comic Sans goodness. Yes, I write and I edit in Comic Sans. Is that weird? Probably. What have I been doing wrong? Literally the entire writing thing. Where do I even start? I finished my draft 0. It's not actually a draft 0. This is more like, oh God, I don't even know what draft this is, because this is a second draft of another draft 0. Before that, I had an outline draft and I had redrafted that. Like, I have been drafting this story since January. Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of sick of writing it. Okay, let me back up. So I recently got to about the halfway mark, and I realized that I had deviated from my outline so much that it's like a completely different story. The story that I have in my mind is what I keep writing, but it's not the same story as what I had outlined. Now, I've mentioned before that I'm more of a plantser, but I do outline, and I think that's the problem. Because I'm not a plantser, I think I'm actually like a pure pantser. Okay, let me explain. I've written outline after outline after outline, and I keep going back and revising it, redrafting it, and it's just not coming out the way that I want it to. And I realized that it's not even the story that I want to tell. The real story, the real heart of the story is something completely different. I guess it took writing this much to get this far to make me realize what the story actually was. So I'm not sorry that I did it, but I am kind of sorry that I outlined. And here's why. I don't have an outline brain. If I'm a pantser, why am I outlining? When it comes to fiction, it's a lot more complex. There's a lot more layers. There's a lot more story. There's beats, there's structure, there's tropes, expectations, genre. And it's just like, ugh, like it's all a giant mess in my head. I felt like I needed an outline. And I think this comes from having that journalism background where I'm taking notes when I'm interviewing somebody. I'm kind of formulating the story in my head and like jotting it down. So when I sit down to write at the computer, I already have an idea of what I'm gonna do. But when it comes to fiction, it's a little bit different because you don't have an actual person to interview. And I know you can like interview your characters, but like that kind of stuff has just never really worked for me. There's all these really great craft books out there, and all of these books, they mention that you have to have all of these things in place in order to have a really good story. And it's true. There are certain things, certain expectations that your story needs in order for your reader to connect with characters and to move in the direction that it's moving. Another reason is because everybody and their dog loves to say how great outlining is. Okay, not everybody. A lot of authors out there who say, you gotta outline, it's gonna make your writing much faster, it's gonna make it a lot easier. I wanna write faster. I want my writing to be easier. I want the process to go smoothly. I want my book finished so that I can begin the editing process because I'm an editor and I love editing, but also so that I can send it out to agents and hopefully get that awesome publishing contract. But outlining, I think it's actually slowed my process down. So the light bulb moment came when I watched a YouTube video by Becca Syme. I'm gonna link to the video down in the description below. She's a writer and a writing coach, and she goes through the kind of person that should outline or that outlining would be a good idea for, and the kind of person who outlining might hinder them. So she has this analogy of, are you an objective thinker or are you a subjective thinker? And right away when she said this, it clicked in my brain like subjective. I'm a subjective thinker. I like to jump in, I like to do, I like to get messy, I learn by doing. When she was describing what a subjector and an objective thinker is, I realized that, oh crap, I've been writing in a way that doesn't actually make sense for my brain to write. This actually takes a huge weight off my shoulders because I was so caught up in is this a good story? Are people gonna like it? Am I hitting my beats? Is there enough character development? Is there enough character art? Like, I know that that's for the editing process, but as I'm writing it, I'm focusing on that, and it's hindering me. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be outlining your stories. If you know that outlining works for you, if you know that outlining makes you a better writer, makes you a faster writer, go and outline. Everybody has their own process, and I guess I've realized that I have been using a process that isn't working for me. I have a lot of feelings. I have a lot of feelings I need to process. I have a lot of feelings that I need to just kind of sit with for a minute. Even when I was self-publishing, I was outlining. And now I kind of realize why those books weren't what I thought were my best work. I'm saying it, I am a full-blown pantser, and it makes me really scared. Because like I said, I've always just thought that outlining was the better way. And I guess it's causing a bit of a cognitive dissonance with me right now. So I'm working on rewriting my entire thing. But knowing what I know now, it's actually kind of exciting for me. I can just sit down and just start writing at my laptop, AlphaSmart, because I use the AlphaSmart now. But it's really freeing that I get to just sit down without notes, without anything but what I had written the day before. It's okay to just go back, read what I had, and then just continue on and feel out the story and feel out the characters and really live the story through my characters' eyes. Which makes sense because that's how I experience story when I read them. So of course it's how I should be writing them. Duh, Nicole. It's not like the story isn't working. The story is still there. It's still like begging to get out, which is why I've been so down on myself and so down on why it's not working. Maybe I'm just not a good writer. The story sucks. Everything sucks. I want to crawl into a ball and just cry my life away. I should just listen to the story and let the story tell me how it wants to be written. That sounded weird. I'm sticking with it though. Enough is enough. It needs to be told. It needs to get out. I've decided that my goal is to finish the story by the end of the year. December 31st, that's my deadline. Hold me to it, guys, because I love to miss deadlines. And which is great because the story is a dark fantasy murder mystery with ghosts and demons and all this awesome stuff. So it's perfect for the season we're in. It's September right now at the time of this recording. October's coming up. Preptober's coming up. I probably won't be prepping. I'm just going to be writing. And November, NaNoWriMo. Hey, I'm going to be participating. Not officially, though. I'm not going to keep track of word count because y'all know how I feel about that. But I get to be writing with you guys. I'm going to be taking part in the community because that's my favorite part of NaNoWriMo, just talking to a bunch of other authors. Anyway, tell me in the comments down below if you've ever had an epiphany like this. Have you ever tried a writing method that you were just so sure was going to help you? You were so convinced that it was going to be the one thing for you, and then it ended up not being. Have you ever had that experience? Please let me know in the comments. How did you feel? How did you deal with it? What is your writing process like? Are you a plotter? Are you a pantser? Are you something in between? Are you something completely different? I would love to know. I'm so fascinated by how different people have a different process and different way of thinking about story. It's something super interesting to me, so I would love to hear it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I post videos every week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!